We choose a theater to convey our reflection and the message about the need to preserve and protect wildlife in the natural habitat. The simple game, the educational process complex in its simplicity, social, profoundly educational, and with a special pedagogical value for the cognitive and social development of young people with incredible power in viewing of our world and awakening the population to change it.
Rigas Ferreos was a Greek writer, political thinker and revolutionary, active in the modern Greek Enlightenment, a national hero of the Greek War of Independence. He is pioneer of the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen.
Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen, written by Rigas Ferreos in 1793. Natural, unalienable and sacred rights. In Article 1, human beings are born and remain free and equal in rights. Social distinctions can be founded only on the common good.
Spring in Greece is a unique time of renewal, complete with blossoms on every branch. The season of hibernation finishes and no one knows that better than the bears. In Greece there is a magnificent species, the brown bear, one of our most beloved fauna that for decades finds heaven in the region of Florina in northern Greece, in a richly forested, mountainous and beautiful area. Nowadays, the number of wild bears begin to dwindle and the bear is in danger. The same for the wolves.
The wolf has been a symbol of power and freedom, as well as a character of legend for thousands of years. In fact, the big bad wolf is in much greater need to be protected from us than we are from him. The wolf used to be the mammal with the biggest geographical distribution on the planet, covering nearly the whole of the northern hemisphere. Today, because of systematic hunting practices, only a small population can be found. Both bears and wolves are captured and mistreated against their normal life to the wilderness, are threatened with extinction, and behind their non-sustainable future, there are human activities.
Making a sad throwback, in Greece past we learned that those animals passed a life of captivity as street performers and they lived in animal circuses. Now we are a circus on the road. Watch my bear dance I want.
An extract of the Yannis Ritsos Moonlight Sonata, written in 1956. Yannis Ritsos is one of the greatest Greek poets with international fame and influence, and Moonlight Sonata is one of his most important poems. This is the hidden spirit of the poem and a message for the young generation.
At times, when evening descends, I have the feeling that outside the window the bearkeeper is going to be by with all his heavy she-bear. Her fur full of burns and thorns, stirring dust in the neighborhood street, a desolate cloud of dust that senses the dust. And the children have gone home for supper and aren't allowed outdoor again. Even though behind the walls they divine the old bears passing, and the tired bear passes with the wisdom of the solitude, not knowing wherefore and why. She grown heavy, can no longer dance on her hind legs, can't wear her lace cap and amuse the children, the elders, the importance, and all she wants is to lay down on the ground. Letting them trample on her belly, playing thus her final game, showing her dreadful power for resignation. her indifference to the interests of others, to her ring in her lips, the compulsion of her teeth, her indifference to the interest of the others, to the rings in her lips, the compulsion of the teeth, her indifference to pain and to life, with the sure compulsity of death, even a slow death, her final indifference to death, with the continuity and knowledge of life, with transcends and enslavement, with knowledge and with action. But who can play this game to the end? And the bear gets up again and moves on, obedient to the leash, her ring, her teeth, smiling with torn lips, all the pennies and beautiful and unsuspecting children toss, and saying thank you, because bears do have grown old, can say only one thing: thank you, thank you, let me come with you.
Today, we have no bear performers and no animal circuses. However, for the bears to have a sustainable future, their habitat has to have one. In order to accomplish this, primarily the young people must begin a whole spectrum of initiatives for environmental consciousness and integration of sustainable practices in daily life, such as opting for reusable or eco-friendly materials, reducing waste and recycling, sustainable means of transportation, etc.
Therefore, it is not enough to protect nature verbally. We also must hate it, planting new trees in order to deforested areas may return to their original splendor and create expanded havens for biodiversity. We have responsibility for contributing in the maintenance of the forest and their protection from the wildfires, their cleaning of refuse, both organic and man-made, or the support to open trails, making the forest accessible for sustainable experiences. We must therefore increase public awareness about the nature and the wildlife, the life of bears and wolves in nature.
The starting step is ourselves, that is, involving in projects environmental voluntarism for being more educated, aware and sensitive. Later, there is the raising of the awareness about biodiversity and sustainability and the public interest in the importance of acting with environmental consciousness. An example: natural predators, a part of wildlife, threaten the livestock, but when the owners of the land keep sheepdogs as guardians of their herds, they don't have the need to illegally trap or kill bears and wolves.
Another step is the meaningful change at the governmental level in order to integrate and implement radical decisions and activities. Protection of the bears from the intervention such as highways, major construction projects in general, or anything else that disrupts the habitat and nature's delicate balance. The bear and the wolf, but also the jackal, the deer, the roe deer, all the animals that are vulnerable must be safe. When a car injures an animal, when there is an illegal trap, whatever, we have the moral duty to help the animal to get the medical attention it needs and reintegrate back in its natural habitat.
Today, the Earth is faced with billion people that are affected by degraded ecosystems and pollution, and with millions of plant and animal species that risk from extinction. Climate change, extreme heat, floods, and drought, biodiversity loss and pollution show that the only forward for our suffering planet is the sustainable living, the transition to a greener future. From the policies we support, to the food we eat, to the transport we choose, to the decisions we make, we can all choose environmentally friendly daily actions to reduce or compensate the environmental footprint. Protecting the environment, protecting the wildlife is a global issue.
Treat the earth like it's your lover, or she'll soon say game over!
So now we're gonna start the improvisation part.
I can swim or walk for miles. I'm big with thick white hair. I live up in the Arctic. What I am?
A polar.
Yeah! This kind of beer everyone wants to hug. They are associated with laziness and their life revolves around food. Their favorite snack is bamboo. But in cartoons, you see them as a fighter. So, what kind of beer is it?
The proverb is the lone sheep is in danger of the wolf. Okay. The lone sheep is in danger of the wolf.
What's in your mind? What's the first thing that comes in your mind when you hear the word beer?
Trees.
Cows.
Honey.
Honey.
So, bears are thoughtful and independent animals, self-contained and strong-willed in nature, normally shy with very desire to interact with humans and little need for fellowship.
Earth is a circle. Earth has created. Everything gets out of balance every time the circle is broken. Every wild animal has. End of story.
I want to ask you, what do you think that are the human influences to the environment?
Hunting.
Humanized paintings.
Yes.
Collect flowers. Closing the rivers.
Okay, yes. The animals and the plants' natural habitats are destroying from our human influences. Biodiversity in Earth is disappearing and the species, such as bears, are no longer able to survive, so we have to take care of our environment.
Restoration of biodiversity. As a species being at the top of the food chain, is one of the biggest challenges for the humanity to protect the birds, the ecosystem, the environment, the nature, the health, the life of this planet.
Can you tell me one word who come when thinking the wolves from O? They help keep various populations of species in check, benefiting other plant and animals.
And as you know, life in our planet is achieved by balance. What is one consequence in our daily lives when the vegetation is lowered to that point?
Soil erosion.
Soil erosion, yes. Yes.
Come in.
Could you think of some things that are important for keeping the wolves population and safe so we can coexist in the planet? Awareness?
Yes. Education.
Yes.
Education.
Moving back.
Mobilization as active citizens.
Perfect. Thank you.